Yo, welcome in. Absolute legends. Brad Key Smurfs first in here. What legends? Notification gang. Appreciate you. Swap those around to what I want to have on at the moment. Let's go. Zephinex, what is up? Munkles, Marty B. Morning, morning. What up, what up? He says just missed it. What'd you just miss? Just missed the first in or something, maybe? Maybe? Either way, welcome in, everybody. Battle orders, don't forget that. I would never also forget that, so... Ever. Just real quick, I was looking at some audio levels here. Give me a second. Messed everything up. I adjusted something the other day to listen to some other video or whatever, and I messed everything up. Good old Trangs cannot be frozen. Appreciate you, Biv. I did just link it into the description as well. Yeah, I put out the full build guide or whatever for this. It's linked right at the top of the description, or Biv hit it in there. So Shadowplate. Hold up. Alders? I knew it. Knew it. Appreciate you, Smulps. See, that was a great strategy on me. So you watched part of the video, seen I was live, went here. Now you're going to go back to the other video and watch another ad. Man, I am quite the businessman. I'm just joking. I really just wanted to get that video. I wasn't sure if I wanted to post it right before I went live, because it isn't inconvenient like that, obviously. But I actually got up at like early this morning, and I recorded it last night before I went to bed and edited part of it last night, and then I finished it up after I got home from the gym this morning. And I was like, you know what, we'll just get it done before I stream here, and then get it uploaded so anybody can take a look at that if they want to see exactly what I'm rocking and what I'm doing. So double up on the ads, yeah. So instead of making $1.11, I'm gonna make $1.17. Ooh. Legendary. He said thought he was first. That's all right. Really? There's no award for first, but if you got notifications on, you hop in right away. It just means you're an absolute true legend for sure. So, Wicked Ball, welcome in over on Twitch. Saffron, welcome in. Rush, what's going on? It's all part of the plan. Pure genius, man. Wasn't sure because I got up extra early today, like 5:30. Wasn't sure about going to the gym today. Went to the gym. Felt great, just great. So can never complain about that. It's crazy how you can like have a rough getting up kind of morning, and then you get moving around. You're like, wow, I feel amazing. And by amazing, I mean satisfactory. Because even feeling normal nowadays is like good when you're as advanced in age as I am. So when you're as got the AARP discount and flipping slowly into senility, you know. Salim, what's going on? Starcraft, what's up? What's up? The only one that likes Barb, says Juice Daddy. Maybe. They don't know what they're missing, right? Well, the thing is, it's not that you're the only one that likes it. I asked, just thought it'd be a funsy little question, you know. If I had to pick these builds right here, which ones would be your quote-unquote favorite? What I'm going to be alarmed at, I haven't looked yet. How high is Mosaic on that? Ugh! A lot of Nova Sorc enjoyers around here. Nova Sorcresses, yeah. Am I pronouncing that correctly, by the way? It's Sorceress, right? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, Biv, like a fine wine. He's like a dry-aged steak. Just gets better and better. What's going on? Oh, Oculus. Teleport me away when I'm not looking at the screen here. I'll go into the gym, but after I get there is always great. Challenge getting to the gym though. Yeah, I can see that. I kind of stuttered for a second there because I'm not necessarily like that. I'm usually like, if I really don't want to go and then I go and then when I'm there I still don't want to be there. But maybe that's just me. Because today I got up and just like getting out of bed, it took me like 10 minutes to get out of bed. Once I started editing and stuff, I was kind of fine, but so by like 6 o'clock, I drank a cup of coffee, then I was fine. How's Frost Nova compared to Lightning? Aaron asks. So I would say the regular Nova is significantly better. This is players 3, as you can see over on the other side there. You can do this on players 8 if you want to, for sure. I don't really like it. Let's do one. Let's bump it up to the max players count. We'll just show you. This is in the Stony Tombs too. Perfect area for it. No cold immunes except for that one creeper down in the bottom, so it is definitely less powerful than regular Nova. See, like this is see, it works. You know, I'm not in any risk down here, but I just feel like that's a little bit too slow. These guys are immune to lightning, and if I was gonna static them, like, I'm not gonna carry a lightning Sunday on a Frost Nova so I can use static on them, right? Like, we'll do one whole run like this. I'll change it after, but yeah, this is just a little bit too slow. It just seems awkward, you know, flashing that many times for them to go down. So regular Nova is better, but I mean, it's still good. P3. And really, I was surprised when I hopped out in the cows with this thing, how well it was doing. A P3 cows, of course, but is what I was doing it on. I guess not, of course, but that's what I was doing it on, I guess. But battle axe, okay. Actually, it might have already bumped up here, but I'm just going to turn it down to 3 here. Sorcrus, Aaron says, definitely. Yeah, I like that. Sorcrus, yeah. Checks out. Havoc saying too much DPS on the Mosaic. Forces you to go fast. Yeah, kinda. It is just too much damage. It honestly is. It's too much above everybody else. You're never gonna balance everything in the game perfect, and I would never want the game to be perfectly balanced to where it literally doesn't matter what skill you play or where you play it or what you do. Everything's, oh, the hammered in and the poison dagger necro is the same, you know, like, I don't want that. But you can't have one so much above the other ones, right? Just me. Whirlwind Assassin with Enigma. Barbosa, what's going on? That's your favorite, huh? You gotta choose from one in the list, though. It's not what's your favorite build in the game. Out of those ones, what's your favorite? No breaking the rules, Barbosa. $37 Am runes for an Ohm, says Biv. Okay, interesting, for an Ohm, huh? I think blood amulets use an Am rune, if I'm not mistaken. So it's probably for that, I would guess, unless they were like putting together spirit rune sets, maybe. Oh, I don't want to do this here. And they just needed a bunch of Am runes to like make up the rest of their sets or something, or probably the blood amulet crafting though would be my guess. So Ari, what is going on? Yo, Aaron G and Aaron Geth. Uh-oh. Phil's brain is not going to be able to comprehend this. Nah, I'll figure it out. Oopsie. Poison Nova Sorc versus, or Poison Nova versus Lightning, like regular Nova Sorc. Those play very differently. They're pretty close probably there, Professor, to be honest, so. Blizz Biggie, yo! 37 months! This guy. Thank you so much, Blizz Biggie. You absolute slayer. Oh. What a slayer. Thank you so much for the continued channel support. Oh, good old Set Colossus Blade. So, not a P8 record, but I was actually surprised how well it did on a couple different barbs I tried. The BK set swords nowadays, not as good as Grief. Don't get me wrong here, fellas. But it actually worked pretty good. Semi-rare with it being the Colossus Blade in the set, so you find them around time to time, but it is a little bit rare. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. And yeah, actually, when I rocked that, it was actually a set barb where all I had was set pieces to it. And it actually worked relatively good. Oh, 2 skeletons. Probably shouldn't even waste my time, but... Aaron G says, let's get it. Yeah. Yeah, guest, you guys are definitely going to confuse me, but, you know, what's new, huh? For me, confusing is like, wait a second. Did I put on Holy Shield? No, I'm confused, so... Josh is about to make a Charge Zealer. Okay. Not a build that I really ever used before, but I've heard about it. Other people mention they like it. I prefer stuff generally. Well, 217. Don't really need decks, though. I mean, because 2 decks, you get 1 or 2 on strength and decks. So 2 decks, 17 mana. It's a solid charm, but what build would you use that you need the mana and the dexterity, though? What do you guys think? I'll decide if I'm gonna throw it out in a minute. It is like quote unquote perfect because it is a 17 mana is the highest in the 2 decks, but what build would you actually use it on, though? You know, like a lot of things could be perfect, but like you could find a perfect magic find a large charm, but it's not. That's only 6 magic find, you know. Not really good. So everybody says rocking on the Zon. Yeah, I suppose. I guess I would. Yeah, I get you. Yeah. Frost Nova. There you. Ooh. All right. Yeah, I'm not much of a Doom fan on this build personally, but yeah, I know that if you want to stack the Sunday and so that you can take out cold immune monsters as best as possible. Not my thing, but you know, definitely a thing that people do from time to time. Aaron guessed sets and uniques were good before Runewords. They still are good. Good. I have almost no Runewords on, actually. Crazy enough. I think the whole Runewords ruin the game. I think it's a little bit overplayed. What's the word I'm thinking of? I don't think it's as much of and plus I like an item, like I don't care what type of item I'm really using as much, you know what I mean? What color the writing is or whatnot. But yeah. Just my take. Oh, Dex towards max block. Okay. I forget about max block because I don't really ever pay attention to that on anything but the Paladin. Max block. Okay. XD, what's going on? Welcome in. Niels. Yo. Bad over here too, talking about that charm I had found. Amazon, yeah, another Amazon vote. It's a good place to use that. I get you. One of the things too is I can't get over using Magic Find, of course, because of who I am. And I understand. But you know, I'm always holy grailing and stuff. So, oh, that was one thing I was gonna do too. I think I'm completely not utilizing these. So I think I'm gonna take off Sandstorm Treks and put on some Wartravs. Get the magic bind, because if in this area I don't really need to worry about the poison. I already got the cure helm. Yeah, I think so. Viv, I would never forget Holy Shield. You can't prove that I would. Jarski, what is up? If you want to be one of the cool kids, smash the like button. You know what's up, DP. He knows what is up. He knows the assignment. Dank Root says problem with Doom running energy shield. It's more gear restricted. Yeah, you do lose all your FCR and some skills, which, I mean, skills are, you know, you want the minus res, so. Yeah, it's almost like putting on Doom is like you're subtracting your damage towards regular monsters to increase your damage against the cold immune monsters, because you can only minus the res down to minus 100 on the actual monster. So if a regular monster, like, I don't know what it actually is, but we'll say in the Stony Tombs here, the monster's resistance is probably like 40 or 50. So if I have minus 40 right, minus 140 right here, they're already dropping to a minus 100. So any more minus res is doing nothing. So it's actually costing you damage that you would get on Oculus or Death Fathom to use Doom against monsters that aren't immune to cold. So it's kind of, I don't know. I understand the idea, I guess, but yeah. I feel like people who say rune words ruin the game were playing Diablo 2 before rune words, and they say because their favorite items are now obsolete. Yeah, for some part, yeah. Rune words are on a lot of builds the best in slot. And in certain instances, maybe the Mosaic case, maybe if we can say like you always want to use like Insight or Infinity on your Act 2 Mercenary because it's so nasty. There are instances where rune words are no doubt always the best choice. You know, Spirit Shield is crazy for the price, the rune price, I mean. But yeah, like up on the helmets, it's almost never a rune word. There are some, you know, Flickering Flame or something, but nowadays. But it's almost always unique here. Obviously, you can't have rune words on the gloves or the boots or the rings or the belts, so. Yeah, there's obviously opportunities to use things other than Infinity and Insight. I was just saying, like, 80% of the time, that's what people, oh, interesting, use. Good old Infernal something or other. Infernal Cap or whatever. Infernal Cranium, I mean. Nate the Toe. Ooh, Shaco. Yo, yo, yo. Is it possible to do everything in the game without using rune words? To do everything in the game? Yeah. It'll just take a lot more time because you'll have to like try to farm up unique items and set items and stuff. But yeah, you can do Ubers, you can do declone, no problem. I mean, you can do declone on almost any character completely naked if you just pay, you know, you can just go shop a couple items maybe. You can essentially naked, I should say. Essentially no gear. Could have been Sanders, that cap. Is that cap Sanders? I thought that Infernal Cranium was all that was. I didn't know I didn't think there was two different set items for that cap. I don't know what Sanders' helmet is, I guess. The low level sets I definitely don't have memorized, so. Oh, sorry, Paul, this is from a minute ago, I'm guessing here. What do you suggest a good character to start? So if you're just starting D2R, I have a huge affinity towards Sorceress, I'm going to be honest. You can like cast from a distance and stay away, and then once you get high enough level, you can teleport and jump walls. A lot of people have a good success when they first start, from what I hear anyways, going into like a fire aura paladin and using like zeal for a while, and then once you get high enough level, switch to a hammerden. So a blessed hammers paladin. That's what I hear is a great. A lot of people have success and end up having a good time with the game when they do that. If you're like first starting out, if that's what you're asking. Got the Luke, welcome in. You want to see the naked declone video? Okay, I'll do it tomorrow. I went to do it a different time, and then I don't know why I didn't do it again. You gotta have like an item, but you can do it with like just like having the weapons, like having no gear on your characters, even like no armor and stuff. Yes, lower res wand or life tap wand and get after it. Just make a malice, I think it is, and you're in a pole arm for your mercenary and Ith El Ethrune, and let him land a blow, and then you just cast until he goes down. On pretty much any build or whatever, or any character I should say. Just Discreet said he's more of a fan of Faux Pally. So Faux Pally as a starting character, you're saying? Or because the only thing with Foe is you can't use really, like, you can't really play through with Fists of the Heavens. I mean, you can do anything, so I'm not being literal here, but like essentially, like you're gonna get to the ancients and you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I'll have to figure this out. So, but you could. Foe uses so few skills. If you are a high enough level, you can you could always kind of dual spec it with some hammers or a little bit of smite, of course. So D4 on sale right now, says Biv, huh? So yeah, anyone looking for a D4 price drop, there you go. Wind Druid good and versatile? It is. Wind Druid is probably it's the worst good build that there is. And I mean that by like, I think Wind Druid's like the best build on the Druid, but it's probably it's like the best, it's the worst, like best build for a character, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I think like the best build for each character, probably my preferred is like Nova for the Sorceress, or Hammerden for the Paladin, Mosaic of course for the Mosaic Assassin. Probably the best endgame Poison Necro is probably the best Necro, but the best Druid is probably the Wind Druid, but it's probably the best worst. You get what I'm saying? Fat Kelvin, level 12 to beat D-Clone. Yeah, if you change around some, I think it was even lower than that. I think back in the day, Extimus did a video where he was, if anybody remembers that name, he streamed a few times here recently actually, but Extimus, I think it was level 6 if I'm not mistaken. He even took out D-Clone. He like, you know, you have to use Hero Editor and do a thing here and there to be able to do that even, but could be wrong though. Maybe it was 9. I feel like it was single digits though. I feel like it was single digits. He did D-Clone. Because yeah, really all you need is Crushing Blow and like have some piece of gear that can get a little bit of Crushing Blow and use Smite and you're pretty much good to go. True story, Smolps? Yeah. Andre said never killed D-Clone, would like to on his Sorceress. Gotcha, yeah. It's not too tough. Sorceress wise. Pretty much no matter what elemental type you are, make yourself a just grab any spear or polearm that's 3 sockets, stick in an Ith rune, an L rune, and an Eth rune to make this. I think it's Malice. I always forget the name of it, but I think it's Malice. It has open wounds on it. And throw that on your mercenary and try to keep him alive long enough till he lands a shot on D-Clone, and that'll keep him from regenerating his life altogether. for like a very long time. And then get yourself a lower res wand and you just cast lower res on declone. And then whatever, if you're lightning, if you're nova, if you're blizzard, whatever you are, just cast that on them after you got them lower res. And keep re-upping the lower res as needed. And then you should be able to take them out no problem, pretty much. It's pretty easy once you know the couple of those couple little. Oh, I keep forgetting to go get my war trevs. I was gonna swap those. Terrasoul saying Poison Nova Necro fun. Pretty much every Necro winds up corpse. Yeah, it's definitely corpse explosion for sure. But I mean, that's like saying a Nova Sorceress and a Blizzard Sorceress is pretty much just a teleport sorceress. Well, you know, I mean, I guess they do all use teleport, but you know, like it's not a Hammered In or a Fist of Heaven's Paladin. It's a Holy Shield Paladin. Well, I guess, you know, I don't know. I get what you're saying, but I don't see that as like some negative, I guess, personally. Havoc says any barb build feels weaker than a wind druid to me. I guess kinda that is true. But barb is just the reason I would put druid at the bottom is kind of maybe less because of the damage output, and man, find item is so incredibly nasty for MFing. I guess I kind of just put that above druid. So Raced, welcome in. Yo. For sure, Terrasoul. Class defining, no doubt on that corpse explosion for the Necromancer. Canuck game. So I'm not that upset because it's Canadian politics, but we try to know politics, especially when you say everybody vote one way and don't vote the other way, because I hate those people. So I'm gonna go ahead and just remove that comment. But yeah, no politics. No vote for this person for Mexican president. No, you know, none of this stuff. None of that stuff. Don't worry, I'm not banning you or nothing. Nobody's perfect. Once in a while, I even slip up and say something, so. Brookwell says, doesn't mean to be controversial, but he says his Whirlwinder on P1 is getting faster clear speeds than Mosaic, huh? Yeah, on Players 1, you might kill stuff. I mean, if you like, maybe do you Frenzy up and then Whirlwind and then Frenzy up and then Whirlwind so you run real fast? I guess maybe you could see that. Is it, oh shoot, I forget the name of it. What's that one skill that you teleport across the screen with a Mosaic Assassin? Or any martial art assassin? One of the kicks, Dragon Tailin or Dragon Tail or something? Dragon Kick? I don't remember. Yeah, vote for Pedro. Never mind. One political thing you're allowed to say. Vote for Pedro. Dragonflight, there you go. Is this live? Dude, I hopped onto Kano's stream this morning when he was speedrunning for just a second, and somebody super chatted, hey, I got a couple questions to ask you, and it was just it was like this one super chat was like 8 straight minutes of just like all the most commonly asked questions. Is this live? Is this hardcore? What players count is this? What, you know, how much damage? How do you build? What gear are you wearing? It was kind of funny. Jeff says, I watch a lot of your videos. Great to see you live. Welcome in, by the way. First time in, you say, huh? Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, you can see on YouTube when it says live over the thumbnail. I'm not one of those people that, someone said yellow ring. Yeah, I totally did miss that. How about that? I'm not one of those people that puts live on the thumbnail, so it looks like it's a live thumbnail even when I'm not live. It only says live when it's live, and then when it's not live, it just is a regular thumbnail. Sorc, what is going on? Yo, yo, yo. Appreciate you, Fat Calvin, by the way. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Biv. I'm assuming you popped in the low-level tips and tricks for taking out declone video or something like that. Ah, well, it's right here. Which one did you pop in? How any character can beat declone. Get Annie charm. Get Annihilus charm. That's probably the perfect video. Man, that thumbnail's S tier too. Just an S tier thumbnail. Just S tier. This is pointing to brain. Look. S tier. $117,000 views. Legendary. Did I enjoy D4 story and latest expansion? I did like the story, actually. I kind of almost want to go back and replay it, to be honest. So, Jeff, I did not play the expansion for D4 at all. Not one time, not for 1 second. So, I liked the story, and I actually liked the playthrough. But the way the game, this is my opinion, not most people don't agree with me. I think Diablo 4 actively got worse and worse and worse as they kept changing the game to try to make it better. Because I think they actively tried to make it more and more and more like Diablo 3, and I don't like Diablo 3, so it would only make sense, you know. It'd be like if they took ice cream and they made it taste more and more and more like sauerkraut. I'd be like, you know what? I don't really like this ice cream stuff anymore. I don't like sauerkraut, so... Oh, it'd be like if they took rare steak. No. It's like if they took well done steak and they made it taste like medium rare steak. Gross. I only like my steaks well done. Right, fellas? Squirrels gold. Vote for Phil. Appreciate you. First time seeing me live too. Welcome in. Welcome in. Look at all these new legends up in here. Appreciate y'all. Is this the most hardcore, softcore stream out there? I think it is. I think it is the most hardcore, softcore stream. What that means? I mean, yeah. Well done steaks it's probably an overdone channel joke as well. Well done steaks is a well done channel joke. Way past being good or useful, but we're still using it. We're still using it. Well done steak with some ketchup. Guys, I'm joking about the steak. Don't thumbs down and leave instantly. It's a joke, okay? But I am not gonna go back on the other one. Sauerkraut is disgusting. And if ice cream tasted like sauerkraut, that'd be gross. Sauerkraut flavored ice cream. Ugh. Ugh. Who's down for sauerkraut flavored ice cream? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. God. Oh, hammered and beaten out Mosaic now. Okay, all right. Good old Monarch. Just for S's and G's. I don't need any more, but... Sounds like a lot of people would thoroughly enjoy it. What happened to the Philcast? They just weren't they weren't getting any views. Not that it wasn't getting any views, but it wasn't getting enough views for me to justify continuing to do it, essentially. obviously I enjoy Diablo 2, and I actually liked talking to other people too. That was probably my favorite part of it, was just talking to other people, and it might have been part of the reason why it didn't perform as well either, but I started getting really interested in like asking people and talking to people just about their stuff outside of Diablo 2. But they did not perform well. So when I'm doing this full time and supporting my family, I can't just spend like 6 hours working and not making any ad revenue, you know what I mean? Just part of the unfortunate things of, you know, what just kind of doing this full time, you know what I mean? I can't just like spend, you know, 2, 3, 4 hours doing a podcast and then spending time chopping it up and messaging people and trying to set things up, and spending 6 to 8 hours setting up a podcast to make like $7, you know what I mean? So just unfortunate. Anyone else hate Hammerden? Where did it go? From Nate. I'm kind of back and forth on it, I'll say. I used to, like, it was fine, and then I played it a lot back in the day, D2 days, I mean, and then didn't like it, and then it's okay, and now I've almost played it so little lately, over the last few years, that it's almost like a refreshing change for me, you know? Andre says, watching me play makes you realize how bad you are at D2. No. It's not about being good or bad. It's about having a good time. So don't even think about it that way. Need to go get some scrolls real quick. Nightbot, what's going on? Says hit the like button if you're enjoying the stream. Appreciate that guy. Nightbot's awesome. He's in here every stream, always shouting out to hit the like button. So make sure you guys hit that like button for me on YouTube, huh? Bowl of beans with sauerkraut, says Race. Come on, get out of town. There's no way you believe that. Cohim Floater, what is going on? Welcome in. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Not sure, but welcome in. Hammered and less needed with Sunder Charms now, says Smulps. Less needed. I don't know. Yeah, I guess because you're saying because there was not a lot immune to hammers, so that's why it was so wicked to use before. But now there's Sunder Charms, so okay. I guess a little bit. I guess the wording. I don't know about the way you worded that, but it does make sense. But oh my gosh, why do these things just fall out of the sky for me? They just rain down. They just rain down like a tsunami. Wait, tsunamis aren't rain. Like a torrential downpour. Everywhere. 934. What's the defensive max roll? Because over 900, I forget what they go to. But yeah, Tal's armor. I get them everywhere. They go to 941. I'm 900% sure I have a 941 already, so unfortunately I don't need it. The number of purple armors I've thrown out is just crazy. Just crazy. Bone Spear Necro Horizontal says he made surpass any Hammerden I've ever played. Bone Spear surpassed Hammerden. Oof. Interesting. Well, I'm glad for you for that anyways. I would say I would disagree, but as long as you're happy with and everything. What's your magic find? Oh, speaking of, I keep forgetting to go grab my War Travs because I don't want to use these boots anymore. Right now it's at 320. It's about to be a little higher though. I rock this a little bit higher on the magic find than I would probably recommend most people would, just because I specifically am like holy grailing and I want to find Tyrell's Might. So for the average person, I would recommend throwing on Night Wings and Death Fathom, and you'll have like 170-ish or something like along that lines. Yeah, T will. It is an unfortunate thing about single player. He says it pains him to see me leaving armors like that on the ground. It is a little bit, yeah. You know, I wish I could at least give it away to somebody like online or whatever. Sometimes, but I do love playing single player though. So, start a Bozon as a fresh starter, Ghosty asks. Ooh, so when I start an Amazon, I usually start off like with the exploding arrow. But then when I can do Lightning Fury, I switch to that. And I do Lightning Fury Javazon on the playthrough the rest of the way. And then if I wanted to do bow or something, I would switch after that. Personally, a full single player playthrough of just boa the entire time, I don't know that I would do that. But script flip. I actually just posted in the description this morning. I just posted it up, my build guide and showcase. You check out all the gear right there. Because I get asked for the full gear and overview probably 30 times a day. So I link it in the description now. Whenever I can, anyways. Oh yeah, go get my Wartravs. Did I still have them over here or did I put them back? I guess I put them back, huh? Or actually, did I put them on my other... Did I put them on Felicia? Maybe. Where is the character? Did it just get deleted? Oh, right here. It's a pretty wicked looking character. I did not. Look at that sick Row helm. Oh, I'm keeping that thing forever. When's the ladder reset? Don't know. They'll tell us when it gets close. They were right here. They're gone, though. Weren't they? They're going to be on some character. Huh. Izu TJ, welcome in. I guess we got to check our characters, huh? I don't know where I put them. Accidentally dropped them on the ground. Cyberchild, I mean, that's boring, dude. Why would you do that? You play online, you can just swipe your credit card and buy stuff. So, I mean, what are you even getting at? Anybody can cheat anytime they want to cheat. You can run bots online. Like, anybody can cheat anytime. That's no fun. What is going on? Where are my Wartravs at, bro? Bobby boy, you gotta have him, right? Bobby. No! Unbelievable. Looks like Phil. That's where it's got to be. Nailed it. Shape says it blows his mind how good this game is compared to even other RPGs nowadays and stuff. Yeah, I think it's because... Well, nowadays, part of the issue, I feel anyways, is... It's all about, like, motivations, right? Back in the day, you would make your game as good as possible to sell as many copies as possible, because you made all your money based upon how many copies you sold. But nowadays, you don't make the most profit based upon how many copies of the game you sell necessarily. You make your profit by selling skins and stuff. So it's not about making the best possible game, it's about making the game that sells the most skins. So it's all about motivations, unfortunately. Usually, a lot of times, if you ever wonder why things are the way that they are, it's always about the motivation that people have to do the things that they do. Getting back into D2 after 15 years, says T. Will. Nice. 75 Blizz Sorc trying to build a Mosaic assassin. What's the best Sorc? So you're a sorceress now, but you want to do Mosaic eventually, is what you're saying, huh? The best sorcerers. I mean, Blizzard is probably the easiest slash best. The best, in my opinion, I like Energy Shield Nova Sorceress. So this right here is Frost Nova, but I mean the lightning variety. It's just called Nova. That's probably my favorite slash I think is the best. So, but Blizzard Sorceress is really good for doing a ton of different things. So. Cyber, if you put the same comment in again for like the 4th time, I don't know, I'm just gonna put you in timeout or something. Loot grind of this game is just so top of its game. True story, Shape. Yeah, the loot hunt, and it's one of those things. It's one of those things that people say they don't want, or they say they want things different, but they really don't. Like how rare this stuff is. I know I hear all the time, you know, and I know it's very difficult to find the things you want when you want them, but that's actually what keeps people playing, you know. That's why it's such a lottery win, why it's so huge when you get a job rune or something like that, because it's so impossible to find them. So it is actually the same thing that people complain about. It's the same reason that everybody keeps playing the game, in my opinion. Gosh, says only talk sorceress builds. Oh yeah? Terrasol. So I have found every single item in the game except for Tyros Might. Just T-Might. What's this look in here? I don't know that I've ever... Oh, which one? We got this on the right, so it's this way. Plus it's all shown. I could do this Terror Zone. I don't know what the cold immunes look like down here. Is there actually almost no cold immunes in this Terror Zone, actually? Oh, these guys. I could.
Just started up a Blizz Sorc SSF from scratch. Farming counters today for stealth.
Fired up Blizz Sorc, farming the Countess. Gotcha. So you're just like firing it up early on. Gotcha. Hopefully you get those nice and quick. Yeah, there's ends up, well, nope, I changed my mind. Already bored of it. Back to the Stony Tombs. Tails Might today? Probably pork. More than likely. More than likely. Shape says the reason he thinks that D4 isn't that great is because 2 weeks you're fully stacked, perfect gear, perfect character and everything. Yes, that was part of the reason why I said I think that it actively got worse, because they tried to make it more like Diablo 3. And yeah, that is, from what I hear, I'm not an avid Diablo 3 player. From what I hear, that's, you essentially have perfect gear within a couple of days of a new season, like everybody does. So they accomplished exactly what they were trying to do with Diablo 4. So agree, I did see that, but yeah, Immortal King's Mauls, I don't keep those nowadays. So come on. After T-Might. After I find Tyros Might, I'm going to actually try to get good at the game. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually try to get good at the game. Another one. I just found this a minute ago. Another BK Sacred Charge. All right. Could have kept both of them, had the Colossus Blade on both hands. But it's cool, it's cool, it's cool. He'll speedrun after, yeah, I mean, we might dabble, we might dabble. Results probably might be subpar, but, well, you know, we'll dabble a little bit. I want to learn to speedrun to just, pretty much just to use speedrunning as an excuse to get better at the game. I don't really intend on setting world records, I suppose, but maybe I'll just naturally be amazing. Dual wield gull. You could dual wield those little gulls on a barb, right? Just on a barb though, but so you can't dual wield a gull on a sorceress. I didn't see that comment until just a second there, but best benefit for a barb build with the IK set, Alexandre. I've only done it with Whirlwind, so because it's a two-handed, I mean, you could use like Berserk or Bash or something. Like, it worked okay with Whirlwind. Like, I think you could, if I remember correctly, it's been a minute, been a couple years since I did it, but I feel like you could do up to like players 3, like Eldritch Shank, stuff like that, or I don't remember exactly everything I did with it, but it worked okay. Do you think D2R will get another update ever, official update from the devs? No, I don't think it's going to get any more. There probably won't be any more balancing or any more rune words or anything like that. I don't think so. Sorc jail runs are fun. Yeah, I'll run the jail sometimes, like early in ladder. A lot of times as long as you stay away from getting just nuked by archers, cursed archers and stuff, it's usually not too hard. There's easy champion packs in there, so I don't really use a lot of walk run, but not a terrible charm, I guess. Izu saying, yeah, true story there. It's a good for the barbarian MF for the Isted Immortal King's helm along with the boots. True story. Little two-piece set there that you can use. Saffron says speedrun's cool, but sometimes it's annoying if you gotta watch them reset for 2 straight weeks before they get one run that they actually do. Yeah, I don't know that I would ever do that, to be honest. Like, the thing is, too, is that I love the Sorceress, and that's one of the characters I'm probably best with. Kind of, sort of. If I pay more attention, that is. But, boy, I really don't want to do the reset strat. If I did, like, when I first started out, for sure, I'm just gonna utilize like one of the old strats of like speedrunning that wouldn't be good enough to set a record nowadays, but like just to get myself, because the biggest thing for me is I need to just memorize some of the basics that I don't have memorized yet, like which direction each symbol is for the Tal Rasha's tombs, or learning some of the tiles, like in the catacombs. Like, I'll see sometimes where we'll just hypothetically look at this, where one of the speedrunners, whether it's Llama, Kano, someone else I look at, they'll run up and they'll see like a wall shaped like this and like a wall over here, and they'll be like, oh, and then they just run the other way because they know that based upon the shape of that tile, which tile that is, they know the exit can't be that way. That's not an exact example, but like things like that, you know. Tony, no, there's not like a sub only chat. I don't see a message from me up above, so I don't know what happened to it, if the bot blocked it or something. Nice. MMCO, we were just talking about you the other day. 32 months of slayership from Bubbles, aka Spooky Max Fox Mulder, aka Machine, aka Yo, thank you for the continued channel support, my man. Zoltar said he's been playing PD2, Project Diablo 2. Seems pretty awesome. Yeah, I used to, actually, little known fact, I completely switched my channel to only PD2 for the first few seasons it came out. I thought it was cool. Then I think they, in my opinion, jumped the shark, if anyone knows that analogy. I think they jumped the shark. You know, they just went too far for my liking. So, glad you're enjoying it, though. Steven reached 97 on his sorceress last night. Nice. Congrats. Now the real grind begins. Those last couple levels. Ooh. Take a minute. Market making. Yo, yo, yo. Imagine this build with static field. It's almost static field down here doing this is pointless. So right here, when you flash, if it does the same amount of damage, a flash dealing the same amount of damage as static, it's like pointless. Now, if you were doing like players 8 cows, then yes, static is just whoa, mandatory, right? But if you flash 4 times and every monster dies, static's not gonna do anything for you. Just literally pointless. 70k subs, yeah, pretty crazy, pretty crazy. Appreciate you, Tony. Yeah. I was just hopping around, chilling, and seeing what was up. Figured I'd give you a follow. Welcome in, by the way. Just if you're wondering, oh, you said if you were wondering if there was a sub-only chat. Maybe because I was reading, you see these little icons here. I stream YouTube and Twitch, and I usually have 2 or 3 times as many people that watch me on YouTube as Twitch, so. And it's like a way more active chat or whatever you want to call it, so. If that's what you were talking about, maybe. Omac, welcome in. Yo. Did I see the Llama's Diablo trivia this week? I hopped in and looked real quick at it. I didn't watch the whole thing to see every question. The topic was, super uniques, wasn't it? I would have not done good. Probably last place for sure. I got real lucky with the topic for the llama trivia quiz that I did the other week. Really lucky. Just because I had played the Diablo launch day version. Not that long ago. Got real lucky. Metamorphosis saying Kano's a good speedrunner. Wow. Understatement of the century. He's definitely one of the best for sure, Kano. I would say it's pretty uncontroversial that Kano is one of the best speedrunners for sure. Top 5, I would say, but I don't know all the speedrunners, so. Nifty! Yo! Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub, you absolute slayer. Oh. Appreciate you. You bring up a good point, too. Good luck. Appreciate you. Hopefully I get that Tyrell's Might with that good luck you just wished me, but also, thank you for taking Jeff Bezos' money from him and giving it to some rogue streamer. Appreciate you. I always tell everybody, you don't have to give your Twitch Prime sub to me, but do not let Jeff Bezos keep it. Don't. Never played D1. Would you recommend? Diablo 1's pretty cool. I have not played it extremely extensively, which is shocking to some people. I've played through it a few different times, I'll say. And yeah, it's interesting. It's a lot of people love Diablo 1, so I thought it was pretty good. Trash says Kano makes his head hurt because he doesn't so much. I don't know about this game because he's going so fast and stuff. Yeah, there's sometimes and obviously he's concentrating on playing, and when you do like 7 playthroughs a day, you do like 10 speedrun attempts, you keep resetting. You're not going to explain every single time why you're doing what you're doing. But sometimes I'm like, I wish he would say why he did that, because I don't know. But I don't want to be the 7,000th person to ask, so. Sometimes I'll scroll back and I'll pause it and see what see what he actually had on the item, because he throws it on so fast and you can't even see it. Or actually sometimes too, I've done this too, where if you do stuff super fast, I'm only streaming and recording in 60 FPS, but my monitor and my game's going at 144. So if I've actually done it to where I've scrolled over stuff and looked at it so fast that the people on stream didn't see anything, because it only popped up for the one frame when I looked at it, or like the couple of frames, and it was less than the 60 frames a second that it was up, you know? So. Oh, Zoltar coming in with a Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much, you Slayer. Oh, Marco now coming in too, getting in on the action on the YouTube. Thank you so much, Marco B, for the Slayership. Supporting the channel with the YouTube membership. Thank you so much. Appreciate the generosity, everybody. Absolute legends. And don't forget to hit the like button. Good call on the, oh. 10 gifted memberships. What? Caught me off guard there. Marco. My goodness. I re-up what I had already said. Thank you so much for the even more crazy generosity. You absolute legend. Ooh. I love doing that. Absolute legend. Ooh. Let's go. What? Trash. My man. Trash matching him with insane generosity once again. Thank you so much, you absolute legends. Another 10 gifted memberships. Ooh. With another ooh for it too. Appreciate you. Absolute legend. Corey, what's going on? Coming in with the eyes. Is this a 200 FCR? No. Just 105. Any of the builds where you get up to the super high FCR like that, I feel like you sacrifice way too much to be worth it. Just my own personal preference. Lockd saying, yeah, D1's only $10, so it is a true story. True story on that. Might as well try it. Yeah, D1, someone asked about D1 earlier. For the $10, I mean, you can't have that many hours of fun for $10. A lot of places in this world, so that is a good point. The great value. Bezos has enough yachts. True story. Oh no, Bezos can only afford a 350-foot yacht instead of a 375-foot yacht now because everyone used their Twitch Prime subs. Forget that guy. All of a sudden, my Twitch account instantly gets banned. Hey, what can I say? $10 is $10. It's the unwritten book of the road. Poison really getting after it over here. Jeez. Oh, that's a little bit rare. That's a little bit rare. Earth Spirit. Boom! Spirit Keeper. Lightning. I guess I kind of forgot that it had lightning absorb on it. That's kind of interesting. But Spirit Keeper's a little bit rare one. Not used a ton. But class specific elite base. A little bit rare. A little bit rare. I'm going to be honest. When I first looked at it, for a second, I thought it was Ravenlore. But Ravenlore is not that base. It is, it's got feathers on it. I forget what to call it. The Nova looks sweet though. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting for sure. Because it's funny because this shoots out at the same speed as the regular Nova, but it looks like it's slower for some reason. But it's at the same breakpoint. But hold on one quick second here. Just out of curiosity, let me look something. Yeah. Dogma, great movie. Mallrats better. A lot of great movies. Great movies. Corey saying at least for the history of Diablo, $10, well worth it. Yeah, I would say if you will give Diablo 1 even a little bit of a chance, you'll get your money's worth for $10, like, for sure. Fun build to play. Blizzard Sorceress, Lightning Fury, Amazon. What else would be fun to try? So do you want one? You want a different build for one of the same characters, or a different character and another build to try? Like you want a druid or a necromancer or a paladin, or do you want like another Amazon build or another sorceress build to like respec to? One of the other ones. Okay. I'm trying to decide. I was gonna say one of the necros, but I'm trying to decide which one to tell you. Because personally, I like summon necro, but I don't like it unless I'm have a little bit of like teleport movement around. You can do it budget for sure, like a budget summon necro. If you have, there's a staff called a Nage's Puzzler, N-A-J. It's got 69 charges on it. So you can literally do an entire Chaos Sanctuary run by you just like swap, teleport, swap back, start corpse exploding everything. But yeah, I really like doing that build that way. And then once you get Enigma, it's pretty sick. Poison Nova with the best possible gear is better, but I don't like it that much without a D-web, which is super hard to find. So, and poison, you have to aim a lot, which is not my favorite either. So I guess I'd say try a summon necro, but it's summon necro. I would not play through the game, like literally play through the game, normal nightmare hell difficulty on it with a bone neck or a summon necro. Personally, it'd be like real slow. So Nag, not nag. I said Nadges. It's like I'm saying it like apostrophe. You know, like it's possessive, like it's his puzzler. Nadge's puzzler. How bad is the drop difference from 1 to 8? How bad's the difference? So the drop chance on P1 is like, what is it, like 25 or 30% the chance that a monster will drop an item. And this is if you're by yourself in a game, like single player, setting it to P7 or 8, or if you're split magic finding with no one near you. On players 8, it's like 90%. It's like 87 or 92 or something like that. So it's like 3 times better. You have like 3 times, it's like 3 times more likely that an item will drop. And then the way that works is if the more items it drops, the more chances that an item might randomly roll as something good. Mark's got my back. See? Yeah. I never say anything wrong. Degenerate found his first ever D-Web just recently here, huh? Congrats on that one. A pretty rare item. Pretty rare item. It did take me a while. It was probably a year or 2 before I found one on single player here. At this point now, though, I probably found like 7 of them, but it took me a long time on my first, on LOD to find my first one ever, and then it took me a while to find the first one on D2R as well. Some water. You thought it's pronounced Nodge? I go with Nadge. Midwestern accent, you know what I'm saying? True story, MMC. Never been wrong. Galback will tell you. Chicho, welcome in. Yo, yo, yo. Izu, I've never used edge bow on a summon necro before. Never. Never done it. I don't think I ever would either. Terrasol saying ancient tunnels getting boring for you. Yeah, Stony Tombs is it's kind of a lot similar too. It's in Act 2, a lot of the same kind of monster types, but you have the beetles too, I guess. It's a little bit different. It's right there, and yeah, Ancient Tunnels is Ancient Tunnels. You know, I've been running it for years, so. Yeah, there's no way I would be running around with a edge bow on a summon necro. I don't know. I've heard people say this, but I don't really see the purpose. You like nuke everything instantly already. Like reflecting damage, there's not really any damage to reflect. Like maybe if you're talking like a playthrough, because I don't rock summon necro on a playthrough, but as soon as you got like an insight on your mercenary, an elite level insight on your mercenary, he stabs a monster one time, it drops, you corpse explode, and everything dies instantly. So I don't really know. I just wouldn't do it personally. Good old Tranks gloves. Definitely, you're not the first person that said it though, so I'm not saying what you're saying is dumb or anything. So. Yeah, on playthroughs, I usually, even though I don't like doing it, I don't like having to aim because I'm lazy. I usually always go bone spear. Bone golem. Yeah, I don't know if you got auto-corrected or something there, Corey. I got confused. Sorry. My apologies. It's only 2 in the level 85 area now, right? Yes, it is. Yep. You can find everything down here for sure. Ray said, trying to challenge himself. His hardest playthrough, Poison Dagger Necro with no corpse explosion. That's some real rough stuff right there. Speaking of things I would never do, add that to the list. Jesse, yo, let's get after it. Oh, better believe it. After it, we are indeed getting. Don't think there's anything there. Hard to see sometimes when there's so many like white, all these potions and stuff. I would totally rock a loot filter if I didn't only need one item, and I kind of get asked about it a lot, why I don't use a loot filter, but I used to use one back in the day, and I'd get asked all the time, or people would accuse me of like, oh, he's not even playing real Diablo 2. He's cheating. He's playing one of those mods and then saying he's really finding it when the drop odds are like triple or something. When really all I was doing is using a loot filter. But it just, you know, it just makes it easier for the bids and stuff like that. Bicep curl? How much do I usually do? No, I don't do 50s. I usually do 35s. I mean, look like I do. I got a hoodie on. How could I look like... What are we looking at here? Galback, yo! Welcome in. Welcome in. Oh my goodness, look at this. Curls are for curls to get the girls. That's what they say, right? Right, Galback? Perfect timing. Anyone unaware, Galback is my wife, by the way. Xanthus says, likes I don't have a loot filter, makes your stream look the same as my gameplay. Also makes it fun for me to look for drops while you're streaming. There you go. Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, let's say hypothetically I was firing up a Holy Grail right now, I would totally use the loot filter. But I don't know if anyone remembers, but when the game first came out, they had the code set up in a way to make it so that it was extremely difficult, if not impossible, to make mods for D2R. And then about a year and a half after the game came out, maybe 2 years, I don't know. Sometime after it came out, like a year or 2 or 3, I don't remember exactly, but they changed the code, and it was in one of the patch notes, like, made this change that made it easier for mods to be made for D2R. And that's when all the loot filters and stuff came out. But I mean, I already had, like, I was like, oh, I have 3 items left to find on my Holy Grail, like, I'll just forget about it now. And that was like 2 years ago, so. I can't believe I haven't found this item yet. It's just crazy. Just crazy. Jeweler's crown shield of deflecting with 4 sockets and 45 res. Next time. Andre D saying, same thing for him, watches my drops while he's slaying Mephisto. Hanging out, chilling, max, relaxing, all cool. See Project Diablo 2 move to D2R. I mean, yeah, with the better graphics and stuff. I'm not sure. The one thing with D2R, oops, sorry, I just punched the mic. Sorry, fellas. But I think with the being able to have the mods, but you can only make them like single player mods and stuff. Because PD2 is like online, right? Like they got their own server and stuff. I don't know that they can do that for D2R. And they might be able to. There probably no way to hack into the back end or something and figure it out. I think I had heard that it was possible actually to make a mod for online. Like someone had found a way, but it's technically against terms of service or something. But because they got rid of the TCP IP or whatever, I guess it makes it way harder. This is just like kind of what I had heard, what I think. I'm not an expert on the topic, so. Killbane said he doesn't think D2 in its current form would be played a lot. Like if it didn't have PD2, you mean? Probably not, no. I mean, who would play regular D2 when you could just play D2R? And it's like, in my opinion, D2R is even better than regular Diablo 2, to be honest. What are we listening to? Link at the very bottom of the description to this guy's YouTube channel. And this is the heavy metal playlist. All the songs are just called like heavy metal in B minor and stuff like that. They don't have actual names, so. But yeah, welcome in Quibbed. A Diablo 2 version Fresh Prince song because of what I said a minute ago. You won't do it. Double dog dare you. Corey says the best remaster ever. I don't know all remasters, but I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Best one I've ever seen. Man, I do kind of want to try that Oblivion remake or remaster or whatever. I do kind of want to try that, but Locked saying the game looks great and they made a bunch of great changes. True story. Definitely agree with that. So nice out. Yeah, true story. I'm locked in the basement here. No big deal. Hanging out with the boys, though. Slaying. Just laying. I'll get outside a little bit later, maybe. You want to see me play the remastered Oblivion? How much is the Oblivion remaster cost? Let me Google it real quick. How much does Oblivion remaster cost? 40, 50 bucks, 60 bucks. Who's got that kind of money? $60. I'm just joking, fellas. About Tree Fitty. Tree Fitty. Out walking on the lunch break, says Galback. Nice. Yeah, I might have to cut the stream early today so I can go out for get out in the weather. There's a couple things I need to do too. Yeah, need to. Need is a relative term, but a couple yard work things I want to do, I should say. Had you go in there? You're like, is this guy really complaining about 60 bucks? Man, he really is hard off. He really is struggling, isn't he? He's worried about a $60 game that he can write off on his taxes. Oh boy. Yeah, really, since I can write off any video game expenses. It really is like 20% off everything I ever buy, so. XOXO. What's going on? Okay. So 3 NATO with Cyclone armor. You can save if you're going to do 1 point. Well, Cyclone armor, you're going to have a point into anyways, I suppose. It being a synergy and all, right? But still, not a bad for a Delirium base. It's okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure I just looked it up, and if you had a brand new Oblivion here from, where does it say? I guess from the PlayStation Store it says it's 50. Or I could just get Game Pass for $10 a month and then play it for a month and cancel it. Or whatever. Hard pass, MMC. Hard pass. Bad weather tomorrow, Phil. I haven't looked. It was like a chance of. When I looked yesterday, there was a 24% chance of rain tomorrow. So it's supposed to be 84 in Michigan and with a 24% chance of rain. But I don't know how that's changed or what. So Izu said they cannot afford a $60 game. 40 or 30, something like that, huh? The craziest thing about this remaster is they just plastered it over the old one, right? I mean, it's kind of neat that they have that there, I suppose, but I feel like I don't know about a lot of games, but I've seen quite a few games that are kind of like that, where you can hot swap to the old graphics like that. I wonder if it's all the games that Vicarious Visions has done. They always maybe they always put that in the game. Actually, I got better ones than that, I think. So I think because really the NATO, you want to have bear with it too, save points into the bear if you rock that way. So thunderstorms heading for Toronto here. Let's see what the weather is. Let's see what the weather coming up here. Yeah, it still says 24% chance of rain tomorrow, so I don't know. ATX saying as soon as you buy it, they'll put it on sale for 20 bucks. Probably. Probably. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I might. Maybe that might be one that I'll wait, because I don't anticipate a remastered like offline single player game to be like full price for a long time. You know, like it's not gonna like keep the hype up or whatever. Maybe I'll, when the Oblivion remaster is like, you know, like you said, like 20 bucks, I'll just get it. You think they still make it? You think they make it for Xbox 360 or? That Ryan Hall ATX, I seen that guy on YouTube before. How does so many people watch this guy for weather? I don't understand. See, that's one of those things wild that I would have never thought would be like a successful YouTube channel. Like a guy looking at weather on his YouTube channel. I don't know. Nothing wrong with it, you know. More power to him. Congrats to him, but I would have never thought like, hey, I'm going to look at weather maps and talk about them, and I'm going to have 200,000 people watching me live all at once, you know. He doesn't always have that, but there's been times when something crazy going on, hurricane hitting, or like you know, 40 tornadoes all at once across the, you know, plains of the United States or whatever, and it's going crazy. So yeah. Corey's saying the hot swap on the graphics, great for nostalgia. Very much so. Bush says the important question is, can you get $60 of gameplay? Not if it's quote unquote worth that. Yeah. But you could always wait like 2 months and then pay $20 and get even more money worth it. Every game over $2 a ripoff, says Chicho. No, that's not true. Not that cheap, come on. By the time it's $20, a third remake will be out. No, I would bet you, there'll be a sale on this Oblivion remake in like 2 months. Because like it's an offline single player game, right? It's not like like D2R has like seasons stuff even, and it was even on sale like 12 months after it came out. It won't be 20 bucks. It'll probably be like 40. Like if it's 50, it'll be on sale for 40 like in a couple of months, I bet. $60 does really shrink who will buy it, says Izu. I don't know. I don't know if it would, like, if it's 50 or 60, if it would. It turns out I looked at it, I think it's actually 50 when I looked a little closer, but still. I don't think if it was 40, like 40 or 50, I don't think it would change it that much, but I don't know. Could be wrong. So this Oblivion remake, I haven't really looked into it at all. It kind of caught me off guard. I didn't even know they were really officially doing this, to be honest. But is there any changes in it, or is it just the game remastered essentially? Or is it actually, or is it like Diablo 2, how they changed, like, but they fixed all these like different bugs with skills and changed how like the synergies and stuff are different, so certain skills are good now that you couldn't really do nearly as much with before and stuff? Or is it just like more strictly a remaster? Fix like bugs and exploits. There, minor updates. New voice acting. Gotcha. Reworked a leveling. Interesting. Okay. Leveling's the biggest difference. A few people said. Okay. So it's mostly the same, but they changed leveling a little bit, huh? Okay. So you can't just sit there and shoot arrows into a target and like level up a bunch. Oh, so the guards don't all have the same, say the exact same thing in the exact same voice. That makes sense, Northern Drone. Makes sense. Liquidity. I'm not great at valuing stuff, but if you're online and you have a 43 life elemental skiller for the druid, it's probably worth at least a few high runes, but I can't tell you exactly. I'd have to look it up on Tradery or something. Izu said they made more new bugs. Nice. I wouldn't doubt it. They try to fix one thing, they make 3 other bugs by fixing one bug. They added in sprint. Okay. Like a sprint button so you can sprint for a short time. Pershire said all skills contribute to leveling instead of just ones that were part of your class. Okay. Yeah, I guess maybe it's been a long time. I mean, I haven't played Oblivion in 15 years, so I don't think I've played Oblivion since Skyrim came out. To be honest, yeah, maybe. That might be true, actually. And I haven't played Skyrim for a long time as well, even, so... Yeah, sometimes on Trader you gotta look around, swap over. There's a button you can swap over to liquidity. Liquidity to stuff that is traded. And then you look at the stuff that is actually traded, and then even in there you gotta look through and like look for stuff that looks like realistic, you know? Because sometimes it'll be like 40 jaws for this, and then you'll look and somebody else, it was like 2 jaws that somebody accepted and traded it for, so you got to decipher through that too. So David, appreciate you. Said content's top tier, positive vibes. I try. Nobody's perfect, but yeah, I try to be positive and all that good stuff. Very kind of you. Appreciate you. Don't worry about it. Just hit that like button for me. That's all that's required. All that's required. Boop, 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 boop. Come on, Stony Tombs. You can do it. Chill tier, says damn. So he fills content. Chill tier, huh? I'm assuming that's a good thing. Put sand in their milk? I mean, that's a bit much, MMC. Jeez. Who would do such a savage thing? Metal music kicks in. Whoop. No. What is TM? Tyro's Might. Tyro's Might. It's the rarest unique item in the game, and I've never found one in my life. Skoko said he's going to watch the replay. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Welcome in. Hopping in just to hit the like button and say, hey, welcome in. Lutka Lane Sewers. Rear. I have no idea. Regular 8-player games. It's probably online's probably a little bit dead right now, to be honest. I haven't played online in a minute, but it's just kind of like mid-season, you know. Just kind of like any of these kind of seasonal games go, where spike people play and then they drop off, and you can fall into that situation where it's too close to the next season that people don't want to like waste their time playing on the old season. So it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy that at the end of a season nobody plays because, you know. So. Yeah, 2 Templars, Ghoul says. Ghoul splaining. I think I've found like about 8 of them now, Templars. I haven't gotten Ethereal Templars, but Heroes Might hasn't happened for me yet. Back to the inside world. Have a good day. Gelback, you legend. Good to know, MMC. What would I do without that knowledge? What would I do? Boy, it does look like a nice day out. My goodness. My goodness. 72, sunny. Oh boy, how did he get so low on health? I was not paying attention. He's battle ordered too. Wow. Crazy. Corey says still popping online. All right, if you say so. Yeah, I haven't logged on in a while, so still popping, you say, huh? Oh, can you keep casting, bro? Oh, Ogre Axe, come on, do it. Huge ED, come on. 138, I would not say is huge. So Healthy Fiesta says non-ladder on PS5. 2 full player 8 games. Oh, well, I wouldn't say that's popping, but there's 2 games on PS5. It's popping. Trash finally got his ethereal pole arm for Insight/Infinity. Rolled one in the cube. Nice. Congrats on that. Yeah, that can be frustrating when you're like rolling in your cube and you're using all your amethysts and rals and what is it, ral, am, and amethyst to try to get 4 sockets on a item, on a weapon. I hate using those rals and amethysts that way, but you just need it early on. Can't drop one, so congrats on that. Damn, says time to head into work for him. All right, hopefully have a pretty good day for work anyways. I might switch it up here. I haven't gone to the ancient tunnels in a minute, so haven't gone to ancient tunnels in a minute. Maybe we'll head out there. Oh, where am I going? Not the ancient tunnels. It was like, ooh, Dark Elder. Get after it. He's the goat for dropping things. These guys immune to cold. Okay, where was the ancient tunnels at? Wasn't it like right? Oh, it's right here. Okay. That is pretty impressive, though. I come through the portal and I just beelined it right to it. That's the only part of the map that's exposed. So, Healthy Fiesta said he's been collecting Drummond drumming. Summon druid stuff. Gotcha. Huh. Those zombies seemed to like they had more health than Stony Tomb stuff. Summon druids are fun. They're okay. They're okay. They lack kind of like the AoE though. Unless you play the Corpse Explosion summon druid that I invented. I take full credit for inventing that, by the way. But it is annoying to play, kind of. Where are we here? Guess we got everything. Trash said he did like 15 different bases before getting 4 sockets rolling it. Really? That's, yeah, I guess it happens, you know. Just think of it. It took you 15. That means to average it out to the way the statistics would say how many, you know, you should have to do before you get one. That means there was like 5 people that got one on their first try. If that makes you feel any better. Grizzly has crushing blow. If Grizzly... What? What's Grizzly? Like the grizzly bear on the summon druid, you're saying? Oh, okay. I'm not sure. I'd have to look at it again. I'm not really a summon druid expert per se. If I only had a little bit more magic find, it could have been a Templar's Might that dropped off of a white monster, or regular white monster. D2R Micros on Xbox, you want to play it on Microsoft? Wait, what? So Corey, are you asking, like, is it better on PC or on Xbox, you're saying? I think pretty much everybody, even though playing on consoles, you know, people already got the console, this and that. Money not an option. I think PC is the way to go. But of course, you know, if you already have a PS5 and you don't want to buy like a $1,500 computer to play D2R. I think it didn't come down here, did I? Maybe I did. Oh, you prefer Xbox over PlayStation? Interesting. I wouldn't think there'd be that much of a difference between them, but... Yeah, Xanta's saying the... Well, we'll go back to Stony Tombs. For some reason, it seems like just the monster types in the Ancient Tunnels are actually a little bit stronger than Stony Tombs, apparently. That's what it feels anyways. console is zoomed in? You're saying on console it's zoomed in closer than this right here? I never heard that before. Like, I assume it's not like this, but you're saying it's zoomed in a little bit closer on console? I've never, Hershire, I've never heard anybody say that before. Degenerate says load times is what gets me for consoles. I did hear that, yeah, that the load screens are quite a bit more time, so it is zoomed in more. I never heard that, I don't think. That's weird. Is that all the consoles, or is that just like just Switch or something? Like, I could see maybe on Switch because it's like a smaller screen on the portable dealio, but huh. Less things have to render on screen all at once, but Liquidity saying you can change the resolution to so that it's not zoomed in as much. Yeah, personally about stuff on console, I don't know nothing about it much, so. Oh! PC Master Race! Brad, thank you for the 39 months of Slayership. Ooh. Thank you so much, my man. My man. Nice mustache. It's not just a it's a mustache from the front. But look, it's a beard. Look at this. Beard. It's all facial hair. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. I do grow a great mustache, though. This is a true story. No denying it. Some people just have natural talents. Mine is mustache growing. Yeah, Corey says definitely there are options. Yeah, apparently. I've never, I can't change it. I was gonna change it to a smaller resolution. Degenerate say got the same mustache growing ability as when he was 12, huh? Could be worse. I mean, mustaches aren't really the in thing nowadays anyways, so.
Just back in Costa Rica, stopping by to say hey.
Oh my goodness, Slayer Saint. 27 months of Slayer shipping from Costa Rica. Appreciate you hopping in to re-up you and say hey. Thank you so much, you absolute Slayer. And look at all these legends supporting the channel with a Slayer ship. I will mention too, I don't mention this enough, I always forget. Make sure if you did get gifted a membership or you're a channel member, you can link up your YouTube membership anyways for Discord to get a special, your name's a special color so everybody knows you're an absolute legend. Super easy, you just gotta click a couple buttons in Discord. So also join the Discord if you haven't done so already. Bunch of absolute legends up in there as well. People way cooler than I am, that's for sure. Have I always been sweet? Not always, no. But for a while, yes. Come on. 24. George actually a mustache enthusiast, apparently. Best place for a white monarch. Yeah, a lot of people say cows. The thing is I find this a lot too. Yes, cows is good for bases if you can kill cows a lot and quickly. The problem is if you have such bad gear, such low level gear, I'll say, not bad, but you know what I'm saying. If you have such budget gear that you don't even have a spirit monarch, you probably can't efficiently kill cows in the least. That's my guess anyways. So what I always tell people is whatever area in hell difficulty you can kill monsters the best and fastest, that's just pretty much what you're going to want to do. A lot of times, because I play sorceress a lot, I start off ladder farming the countess to get runes and stuff. I also will kill monster packs on the way down that are a monster type and an element resistance that are not immune to me. So I'll take out carver packs and stuff along the way. A lot of times I find monarchs that way. And armor racks, yes. Izu also said, yeah, armor racks. It's probably 50% of the time, it's probably 2/3 of the time I find a monarch off of a random monster, and the other third of the time I'll get one off of a rack on the way down to the countess, like if I farm the countess for like a day or two. George, not true, not true. G-Stack says he has the same beard growing ability he did when he was 12. My God, you were just as manly when you were 12 as you are now, huh? How about that? How about that? Impressive. Good old burnt wand. Trash said he's a fan of the racks. I assume you're talking about getting the white monarchs, right? Just a weird hairy kid wasn't manly. Could you imagine a little scrawny 12-year-old kid with a beard like down to his waist? That'd be wild. Be wild. Do I ever fix? I never fix, quote unquote, fix any items and re-roll them. No, never do anything like that. $40 res, okay, not too shabby, but I got better than that, so. Trash, my goodness. My goodness. It's like 300 something. I don't have an exclamation gear there on Twitch. Stone skin hard pass. I'll look at it for you because I don't have it. It's 373. I don't have it set up on Twitch. I did just post a video on my YouTube channel. Prince Vegetable just posted a video for this character on my YouTube channel. Dank said he'll fix class-specific items. Yeah, the fixing stuff I'm not too familiar with. I do know that sometimes when you fix stuff, it makes it so it can't get the right number of sockets anymore. I don't know if it always, you know, like, I'm sure it's not with all items or a certain number of sockets, certain items, I forget. It like changes the quality level or something. Wait, 291. So, I mean, who really cares that much about the... Man, if only I could get that on an Ogre axe, huh? Or an Ogre Maul. 291 enhanced damage with the life leech. It's only ceremonial too, it could be Matt. Interesting, just interesting. I wish that would roll on something. I was hoping for 640s, but it's interesting to get that cruel on there. But unfortunately, wrong base though. Just interesting. What are you doing here? Not Titans. Well, no, it'd be different, completely different circumstance. Yeah, that doesn't really have much of a use, really, I don't think. Got the wrong roll on the wrong item type. Izu, so he's talking about like if you see something that's like cracked or whatever. I guess I don't see any around here, but He's talking about something that's cracked, and then you can do a cube recipe to make it unbroken. And then you can do like a recipe to add sockets or something. Time we got here? Almost 2:30. Okay. Let me chug a bunch of water. Getting a little hungry. I ate lunch a little early today. By early, I mean like 10 o'clock, so. Oops. George says it always puts the item level to 1. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but I know that I think it was with a monarch. I think it's monarchs. If you repair them, if they're like cracked and you make them normal and then you Larsic them, they don't get 4 sockets. That's one that I remember people talking about. I had heard before. I think it gets 3 sockets every time if you do that. Could be wrong though. This is once again one of those things. It's not my expertise, but. Gotcha, George. Gotcha. Mary, yo, welcome in. I feel like running TZs that have flares on a Hork Barb is super underrated. Boy, that would take 7 years to item find all those little flare people. Blizzorm is tipping just found. Okay, all right. I know a lot of people say they use that on this build. Not the route I went, but Roller Coaster Tycoon stream. Oh, I don't know if I wonder if I still got it, actually. Roller Coaster Tycoon. Let's be honest, everyone who played that would torture the guests sometimes, right? You would like put people on the roller coaster, people would get on the roller coaster, and then you would like change the roller coaster and you delete the on-off area and then put a track in there so they just keep going around forever. Or you'd like lock people in the park and so they could never leave. Everybody did it. Everybody did it. Did not do that. Sure, George. Izu saying an example Archon plate will get 3 sockets if you repair one of those cracked ones in Larski. You say, huh? It sounds like that's true. I never looked it up, but yeah, I mean, if the Monarch gets 3 sockets, I could see the armors working the same way, those elite armors. Don't know that. Maybe I'll do a variety stream one day. I'll do a little GeoGuessr, a little Roller Coaster Tycoon, a little bit of Duke Nukem 3D. What was that? Oh. Some Red Faction. I don't know if I even have any of these games anymore. I used to, but cheap food and expensive bathrooms. I didn't know. I don't remember being able to charge money for for people to go to the bathroom. Don't remember that. Speaking of places I would never go to, an amusement park where they charge you money to go to the bathroom. My goodness. G-Sex, it sounds like something you would do. Lock everybody and delete all the bathrooms. Oh boy. Am I making extra characters? No. Nope. Right now I'm just blasting for Tyrell's Might personally. They're rear. Don't need any more Saki quests. Duke Nukem should be a multiplayer with the fellas. I don't know if I've ever played Duke Nukem 3D multiplayer. Unreal Tournament 2004. We did used to rock some mad Unreal Tournament back in the day. Oh, thanks. Thank you, game. Thank you. If only I had one more magic find, that could have been it. No good. There's a VR mode in Oblivion Remastered, huh? Interesting. Yeah, I guess that game is kind of almost set up for VR. Not like that game, but like those first person. Like, I could just see it translating good for something like that, I guess. I've never played games like really in VR. Like, I've been on one once or twice here and there. Boy, I feel like if you played a game like that, I would get so dizzy. So dizzy. Yeah, I do remember all them Elder Scrolls have third person too, yeah. So. Oh, Degenerate. Thank you for the continued month there of Slayership. Appreciate you for the continuing to support the channel. Thank you so much for the generosity. War Axe. Boring. Free tri-tip? Who are you yelling at there, Degenerate? Who are you yelling at there? Is that to get G-Stacks? Only if it's well done. Well done tri-tip, it would get my attention. Oh, Zephyn X. Yep. Thank you so much for giving me Jeff Bezos' money. What a slayer. Oh, appreciate you. G-Stacks, what are you getting tired of me now? I'm getting tired of you. What is this guy talking about? Lily Moon Flowers. Welcome in. Yo, yo, yo. Do monsters have a predetermined item drop when you load a certain seed? No. I'm pretty sure that the monster drop is decided when you kill the monster. Like, this monster isn't predetermined to have an antidote drop as soon as the game loads or anything. I think it's when the monster dies the game does the calculation or whatever. build you can be a kid. Diego, yeah, I mean, I believe it. There's definitely builds. There's all different variations, all different stuff. He says there's a build where you can be melee and a caster. I mean, I believe it. Definitely like a Fist of the Heavens Paladin. You could easily put some points somewhere to make it a half Zealer or something if you wanted to. But other options as well, of course. I don't believe I allow links posts on my videos and stuff, so that's not gonna work out for you, but... Wait, what? Hold up a second. Devo says he likes his steaks so it's well done in the middle but rare on the outside. How would you do that? You'd have to like take a heating element and stick it in the steak, cook it from the inside out. That's one way to do it, I guess. Hopefully you enjoy that well done on the inside steak. Okay. Gotcha, Degenerate G-Stacks. You guys live pretty close to each other. Gotcha. Picking up Shalane down. Butterfly it, cook it, and then flip it inside out again. Yeah, I mean this... Boy. You know what? I'm all about joking about rare... Like... well done steaks, but it's getting a little bit ridiculous. A little bit ridiculous. I mean, tofu on steaks, everybody's on board with that, of course, but reverse well done steaks, I don't even know. Couple charms laying around I'll get to here. Maybe one of the charms can be good, huh? Maybe. I heard another charm. Oh, I thought I did. Guess I lied. Crom. This is a G-Stack stream? No, I haven't seen a G-Stack stream in a while. Oh my gosh. So I did legs the other day at the gym. I do like a push-pull leg split. My calves are ripping. I'm gonna be jumping so high tomorrow. As soon as my calves heal up, I'm gonna be jumping so high. It'll be crazy. Do make sure you hit that like button for me, if you could do so. Makes sense, G-Stacks. Of course, no problem at all. Of course. So, why haven't these guys dropped Tyrael's Might yet? Still haven't figured it out. Like, I thought it was going to drop already. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm actually going to go ahead and...
I can't.
This song, for some reason, is on the playlist twice, so I just skipped to the second one right off the bat. While I'm thinking about it. I gotta concentrate harder, says Steve-O. More effort will make it a Tyrael's Might drop. Think harder. Will it into existence. Nope. Holy moly, I'm starving hungry. The last high rune I got, I don't know, maybe a week ago or something. I mean, when I'm magic finding out here like this, I usually find a high rune probably, I don't know, maybe every other week if you average it out. It's hard to average out because, you know, some days I'll find 2 or 3 and then I won't find one for a week or 2 and then, you know, or maybe, you know, it's hard to say. Of course, it's more hype too. Like if I find an Ohm and a Vex and a Vex, it's not as crazy as like if I find a Jaw one day and I find a Cham the next day, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, I was gonna buy more Scrolls of Identify. That's what I was doing. Ronnie's a Doom enjoyer on the Sorceress. Okay, on the Frost Nova Sorc. Yeah, if you're running areas like the Stony Tombs, you probably run all over the place, I'm guessing. Thunder Charm and all. But it's the minus cold res on the Doom is wasted if I'm doing like what I'm doing, so I don't rock it personally. 3 sockets right there. Good old Natalia's with the 3 sockets. Legendary. Maybe not that legendary, but I would never miss a Grand Charm. Palaki. No way. I was testing chat to see if they would notice. Good job. You passed the test. You passed the test. Maybe. Steve-O, yeah. So Natalia's can have 1 to 3 sockets in it. Yeah, yeah. Found 2 and both had 3 sockets. Yeah, I mean, it's not the hugest range, you know what I mean? So it's not too uncommon, but yeah, a little bit of luck, I guess. It's not like the greatest item in the world, but it is kind of a... It's one that I like to use, actually, if I pull one of those, that or like Grizz Armor, early on in ladder. Because your Mercenary won't have enough strength to use, like, a lot of stuff. So you could throw in Amethyst or whatever to get strength. It was on this run, right? Where that dropped? Yeah. Plus it has a bunch of resistance. It's got poison res on it already. Poison link produce 100 life. So you could plug in like Ort, Thull, something else. I think a Ral gives fire. Ral, if you plug in Ral, Ort, Thull, you'll have 25 all res, 100 to life. Or you can plug in stuff to get strength if you don't care about cold res, for instance, on your Mercenary or something. So plug in an Amethyst to get some strength to be able to use like a CV or something. KC Kala, welcome in. Welcome in. We got 123 likes on the stream now. Hey, make sure you guys hit that like button for me on YouTube. Don't forget. Doom for Holy Frost Aura. For crowd control. I mean, for Frost Nova Sorc, you don't really need the freeze from the Frost Aura or from the Holy Freeze Aura. Yeah, I don't know. I can see the people if people who want to go out and run Terror Zones and stuff, I get using Doom or whatever, but if you're going to Terror Zones that you know are going to have cold immunes and you want the cold immunes to be killed quickly. But Holy Freeze Aura. I wouldn't say, just my opinion, I wouldn't say that would be a good reason to use Doom, is to get the Holy Freeze Aura on a Frost Nova Sorceress. Maybe it was, maybe you were talking about a different... Man, look at all these monarchs popping off down here. Oh, I didn't want to keep that. Another 3-socketed. Boy, imagine if it was the beginning of ladder, I found a 1-socket, 3-socket, 3-socket. I'd be annoyed. I would be annoyed. Why don't I use the go to Act 1 and then get the waypoint type of situation? Just more clicks of my hand that I don't really feel like dealing with to save like 0.2 seconds. There's a lot of little tricks like that that speedrunners do to save like 1.5 seconds here and, you know, 3 seconds there, and it's like I'll just click the button over here and my guy will run there, and then I'll... Worst case scenario, I read chat and respond to people's comments, so just a different calculus on my side for not doing it. Lazy AF, that's a good point. Yeah, when you put it that way. Yeah. Yeah, Degenerate says, time to read chat. Yeah, with my reading ability, I definitely need more of that. KC says, a new season of D4 tomorrow, right? I have no idea. First, new news to me if that's true. New news. Wait, y'all can read? Maybe. Yeah. That stuff's for nerds. Reading books. The only thing I read is the Playboys. Last meeting of the day finished up, says Race. Nice. Nice. Really like the articles. Galback's back to work. She ain't listening no more. I can say whatever I want to now. I can joke around about anything I want to now that the wife's gone. Hopefully she's not here. I'm just joking. Just kidding. Don't tell her I said that. Man, nothing rolling good for me today. Come on. Yeah, Ronnie, I'll take your word on that one. I don't know the intricacies of different artistically printed bodies that artistically showed the female body. Magazines that artistically showed the female body in its full form. I don't know the ins and outs of all the different magazines. Key and Peele skit. I watched the show a little bit, but not a ton. So I think one or two of the seasons were on Netflix, and I just watched that. I think. What build do you suggest for solo self-found runs on your first character? It's actually a pretty common question, Dark Dragon. So I kind of got to give you two different options here. So, because the thing is I'm a big fan of Sorceress. Like, I don't know about everybody else, but man, having teleport is so nasty in my opinion. So nasty. But from what I hear, a lot of new players on their first playthrough of Diablo 2 ever, or D2R, going with the Paladin and then using the Fire Aura, and then eventually using a respec and going into the hammer paladin, the hammered in. Almost everybody says that they have a good time with that, and that's what kind of a lot of people recommend. So Marty, yo, welcome in, welcome in. Chuck Ruby looks like he look who got a gifted membership again. Was that you? Was that you? Oh, Rose said he's heading to the Bullet Trivium concert in Flames. Ever seen any of them live? Yeah, I've seen Trivium way back in the day, kind of, sort of. I seen Bullet for My Valentine back in the day when they only it was prior to, I don't remember what was the first album called. The one with Tears Don't Fall on it. The one before Scream Aim Fire. I seen Bullet for My Valentine. They played a concert with Avenged Sevenfold and Atreyu. It was, I think it was right after Bad Country came out for Avenged Sevenfold. It's nasty. Probably easily top 5 concert I've ever been to, but yeah. I kind of wanted to go to that Trivium one, but I forget why, that Trivium Bullet, but I don't remember why I didn't get tickets for it. I forget, but Marty says the Oblivion. Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit earlier, the Oblivion remake. I kind of want to try it, but I don't know. Kind of want to try it. Poison album. Oh, Poison was 2005. That sounds about right. Yeah, it was probably like 6, 7. Probably like 7, I think is when this concert was. I think it was like a little bit, I think they were like promoting, like they played like 1 or 2 songs from the upcoming album type of situation. Because when they played this, Avenged Sevenfold was headlining, and it was right after Bad Country came out, I think. Boy, that concert was nasty. Concert was nasty at Kobo Arena. The old Kobo. I think. Let's see. Casey saying the new Oblivion, the remake, is dope AF, huh? Nice. Yeah, I definitely played Oblivion back in the day. I was Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim. Yeah. Played through it a few different times, probably like 4 or 5 times different. Play a, you know, it's a sword guy one time, a bow person another time, a sneaking bow person, a mage one time, you know, a few different playthroughs like that. Yeah, Morrowind was crazy awesome. Crazy awesome. Does Fire Sorc do good in the Stony Tombs? It sure does, actually. Stony Tombs is good for cold and fire. Izu. Yeah. Zephin said got down to Radamant in hell and he's immune to physical. Yeah, I mean, on a playthrough you're always gonna have something kind of immunity or whatever, so is what it is. Just gotta figure it out, right? Morrowind's going to be the next remake. Yeah, I don't know. It's always sketch when they remake a newer game and then, like, what, are they going to go back and remake the older game now? Usually if they remake a game, they don't usually remake the older version of it, you know? Like, I wouldn't see them going back and doing a Diablo 1 remake now, you know what I mean? Ooh, unidentified J-Mod! Come on! Oh, halfway to deflecting. Anyways. Tamriel rebuild, Ari, I don't know about that necessarily. I'm not too big into like mods for a lot of different games, so I assume that's some mod or whatever. They remake Skyrim first? I mean they remade Skyrim. Didn't they just make it for like every single type of console that ever existed or something? Any advice for beginner build to make it past Mephisto in hell, huh? Kind of the same stuff Dave F that I've kind of been mentioning. Probably the Hammered In is what a lot of people go with because it's powerful and survivability from paladin shields and stuff, so about the best advice I can get you, I guess. Start off with like the fire or Zealer at the start, and then when you get the hammers, you can respec into that. Dark Dragon says needs to get back into this so badly. A wall in hell. Yeah, gotcha. Definitely need to get back into it for sure. For sure. It came out in 2011. They remastered in 2016. What? How can you do a remaster 5 years after you made a game? That's weird. One skill to change in D2R, but you must change one skill. I would take Poison Javelin and make it so that the poison isn't over like 78 seconds. I don't know exactly what I would set it to. I'd have to test it, but make Poison Javelin so the poison damage is over a reasonable amount of time. Steve-O said Last of Us got a remake 2 years after they made it. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just not up on video game news and stuff, so. I don't know none of this stuff, apparently. Wish they'd release new content for this game? I don't know. Not a lot of motivation for them to do that, to be honest. They wouldn't make enough money to be worth it. Skyrim, TSR, the Morrowind and Skyrim project. Oh. I guess I did hear about that, maybe. Morrowind and Skyrim project. Or Morrowind was sick. So sick. Part of it though was when it came out too, because it was at the point where like it wasn't like everything was in a YouTube video and it showed you exactly how to do everything, but like you could still find some stuff on the internet if you really went and looked for it. I feel like a lot of games around that time were kind of like that. that like late 90s, early 2000s was like a great gaming time. Just amazing. Yeah, game FAQs. Ooh. Fine, where's this all going? Yeah, that Daggerfell one that you say you played, Marty. I never played that one. I kind of wanted to, like, you know, I really like the series or whatever. I started at Morrowind though. Go back and play that one. I don't mind playing older games too if it's like worse graphics and stuff. That never really bothers me. If it's like good game's a good game. Graphics are like less important. They're obviously sick if something has crazy graphics, but not like required. Cheat Planet. I don't really remember that. No, Pickle. I was never much of a cheater, so if it's called Cheat Planet, I'd probably steer clear of it. Oh. Honor said just started D2. This game is so hard. I could see that definitely if you're a new person to the game. Obviously, I've been playing for quite a bit, and there's even times when I'm like, man, what am I forgetting? What's the like fix to getting through this easy? You know, so I get it. Well done steaks is a cheat code, says G-Stacks. I didn't view it that way, but Heroes of Might and Magic. I feel like I've heard of it, but no, never played that. Nope. What are you, Roller Coaster Tycoon expansion or something? I don't know nothing about that either. Nope, not. I don't know enough about video games to know about that kind of things. Steve will start with Morrowind 2. He will try Daggerfell. Yeah, that would be pretty cool to try. I don't know if it's just taking the time to do it is my main thing. I could sacrifice the other things that I do to play it or whatever, but flash. 258. Wonder what the next, just out of curiosity, I wonder what's coming up on the TZ zones here. Don't think there was really much good today. Tristram, Arcane, yeah. On single player. Nah. Minesweeper remaster? Oh my gosh, could you imagine? That sounds like a money printer right there. Do you ever pick up sorceress orbs? I don't know. There's not really much use for any of them that I'm aware of. You could occasionally maybe get something pre-buff. Sometimes I identify rare ones because you occasionally could get one that would be like usable, but I don't think you're really ever best in slot. You know what I mean? So I guess rare ones I do, but what mod did the staff have? I'm gonna be honest, I looked at it and threw it out and I don't remember now. It wasn't good enough, I don't think. I don't even remember what it had now. Sometimes I get in the zone like that where I don't even, I see it and I think and I act and I don't, it doesn't store, you know? Rock and Roll Racing on NES. Jeez, I don't think so, Pickle. I don't think so, Nick. Maybe. I might have played it. I mean, I probably played so many different Nintendo games back in the day. How could I possibly remember? Best game ever, Final Fantasy Tactics. Yeah, I don't know. That's the one that I said I accidentally, for some reason, have 2 copies, but I have no recollection of ever playing it before. For some reason, I have 2 copies of it for PS1. Enjoy the game more before RuneWords. I didn't play like at all before RuneWords existed. I played a few times or whatever, but I bought the game when the battle chest came out. So there was RuneWords, but I did play when I first started playing. RuneWords weren't used as much. Like Enigma didn't exist and stuff. I wouldn't say I enjoyed it more. I didn't know enough about the game at the time to really, you know. Like, I never found, like, a Windforce or Grandfather before Enigma and stuff came out. So, I guess I didn't know the difference.
Impossible.
Most memorable game that's not Diablo 2? I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of them. I don't know. I don't know how to... I mean, I don't know. If I think about video games, the first thing that pops in my mind, I couldn't say that there's one that popped into my mind first or something, you know? Yeah, don't know. Gothic series? Yeah, hard to say, maybe. I couldn't... it'd be so hard to see myself getting into a new game series like nowadays, not having the time or desire to dedicate the time to learn new stuff, you know what I mean? So RuneWords almost impossible for you not to use. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to not use RuneWords. Personally, I don't understand people's dislike for RuneWords or whatever. They're just another item in a game, you know what I mean? Personally, I don't get it, but Richard remembers reading runeword recipes, runewords and cube recipes from a book they gave us. Yeah, I do remember that. I'm kind of disappointed too. I told this story a few different times back, you know, but the battle chest, about a year before I started my YouTube channel, I was like, I had this, you know, the big battle chest box with the book and everything. I'm like, all this stuff is on the internet, and then I look at the book and I'm like, all this stuff in here is wrong too, because it's all written in here like it's all pre-synergy stuff. So I'm like, why do I need this book? And I threw it away, and I threw away the box. I kept the game and stuff, of course, but I kind of wish I kept the box and the book now, but what you gonna do, huh? Before the internet, the book would be a lot of, you just have trial and error. Well, you'd never be able to figure out rune words, right? Yeah, you'd have to figure that stuff out somehow. Buy a magazine or something with it. But yeah, I do remember looking some stuff up in that book once in a while. Yeah, like cube recipes and stuff, like you said. Yeah. Giant Axe. Yeah, because D2 came out right around that time when not everybody had internet. Not everybody. Yeah, it came out during the time when you couldn't go on the internet all the time either, even if you had it. Yeah, that's one thing I can remember back in the day, like, hey, can I go on the internet? You know, they'd be like, okay. Only for like an hour, though, because what if someone's trying to call? Those were the days. Tippin says printing pages from Ariet's Summit. Yeah, I don't know that back in the day I knew about. Or maybe I did. I do remember writing some stuff down. So maybe that's where it was from. I don't even know for sure. Wait 30 minutes to connect? Well, it wasn't. No, it only took like a minute to connect. 30 minutes to connect. Maybe some internet, but yeah, Richard Park says, yeah, nothing. You can't even live without internet nowadays. It is pretty wild when if something crazy happens and like the cell phone towers go down and stuff and no one has any service and everyone's losing their minds. That's one of my favorite things. Now, I don't know about favorite things because who likes when their power goes out? But when the power goes out and all of a sudden you start seeing all these kids outside riding their bikes and stuff. I'm like, yeah, you get off your tablet once in a while, you brat kids, and do something outside as I'm sitting in my basement playing video games. But it's just funny that all of a sudden everyone's out cutting their grass or they're in the flower gardens. But literally I didn't even know. I thought all the houses in my neighborhood were vacant. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but yeah, the power goes out. Especially if it's out for like a couple of days, or if it's out for like, you know, it goes out in the middle of the night, it's not back on until the afternoon or something. You see all these people outside like weeding their flower gardens and stuff and walking around. They're living like it's the 90s again, living like it's the 80s again. It's maybe just me because I'm looking outside now instead of looking at a screen. Could be. Maybe it's me. No. No, I actually go outside. And speaking of me going outside, what I'm about to do right now, gotta go pick my daughter up in a little bit, and I had a little bit of yard work I want to do before going and picking her up. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop off about now. So appreciate y'all joining me, hitting the like button, all that good stuff. Let's see if Twitch, who are we gonna raid today? There's gotta be somebody on, right? Oh yeah, there's some people on right now. Let's see. I guess we'll go, I know Llama's on right now, so we'll send you over. We'll send you over there. Boop. Yeah, Teo or Llama. I rated Teo the last two times I rated somebody, so we'll go over to Llama this time, I guess. So appreciate y'all joining me. Peace out, everybody, everyone, channel members, anyone super chatted, Twitch Prime subs, all that good stuff. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. You absolute legends. Peace out, Raiders, first off. And YouTube, peace out. Don't forget, keep slating. Ooh.